I'm not against paying taxes or high taxes. This has never been the issue. The biggest problem is the fairness of that tax that we pay. I'm not the only one actually being affected by this. Many people that I know actually wanted to come to the UK have decided not to come to the UK. When the non-dom was cancelled, I did go to Treasury myself. I took a lot of non-doms, we formed a group and so on. Everything we said landed on deaf ears. I built all my businesses abroad. I'm in 42 countries. If a bus hits me when I leave here, my family is going to pay 40% inheritance tax on everything that I've built abroad. This is one of the problems that we cannot reconcile. Many of my friends, 6 of them in the building left, but they didn't only leave. They took their families, they took their kids out of school, they sold their cars, they're selling their properties. The people they employed have been dismissed. We're not going to feel it right now, but in the next 1 or 2 years, effectively, we're going to see this brain drain that we're seeing in this country. How can we reconcile being a wealthy country without wealthy people? 1% of the wealthy pay something like 28% of the taxes in the UK, and those 1% are very, very mobile and they can leave. Where will the taxes come from? That means taxes for ordinary people or working people is going to go up. I just hope we can have clarity, eliminate the uncertainty, which is one of the biggest issues also. I had to list my business in South Africa, 1.5 billion of capital that would have flown into the UK that didn't flow simply because my shareholders and a lot of the investors said, we don't know what the future holds in the UK. But I just want to speak about a very specific country that no one ever speaks about, Sweden. Sweden has one of the highest taxes in the world, massive taxes, up to 65%. But you never hear anyone complaining in Sweden about paying those high taxes. Why? Because they've invested in infrastructure, they've invested in security, they've invested in healthcare, they've invested in education, and therefore people are happy. Why? Because taxes are being seen as an investment in the future. Here, taxes are not being seen as an investment in the future. Taxes are being seen as a penalty to drive the wealthy and to drive the entrepreneurs out of the country. And this is something that I think we really need to tackle because this is a very, very serious problem. Policy actually drives culture. So when you have governments that are constantly saying, the rich are bad, being an entrepreneur is bad, you're not contributing to society, etc. If you're a 15-year-old, that resonates in your mind, and all of a sudden you start thinking, this is a bad thing, I don't want to go down that route. And this is the problem we have here actually in the UK. This problem predates 2008. It's a educational thing as a second point. The education system is brilliant in many ways in the UK, but it's becoming very outdated. We are behind the curve. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff they do in Holland, for example, it is mind-blowing. They can see a child that is about to become an entrepreneur, and they can see the scientist, and they can see the philosopher. And each one of them is put in a different group, and actually that talent is actually enhanced with special education that allows these people to become entrepreneurs. And I come back to the Sweden example. That's why you have brilliant companies coming out of Sweden, a country with 20-30% of the population of the UK. I mean, statistically, we should have 10 times bigger and better companies. In the UK, there's like 39 taxes, the last count I checked, meaning you work 3 days for the government and 2 days for yourself. What's the motivation? In the next 5 years, you're going to have 2 billion people out of work because of AI. What are you going to do with these people? How do we address this tsunami of a problem that is coming our way? How do we deal with this? Everything we need to do actually is to make sure we make Britain investable again.